Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Jayashree Prem Kumar from Kazim University, which is in Saudi Arabia. My topic is glimpses of tech-driven new normal of education. First of all, I would like to convey my thanks to Bishop Caldwell College, to Tuticorin, and also to Dr. Christie for giving me this opportunity. We are dually infected. People have to embrace digital platforms than the real realm. Emergence of tele can be seen everywhere: telemedicine, teleshopping, and telework, working in virtual rooms, working in companies, virtual companies now, and attending virtual sessions and meetings, virtual ones again, virtual symposiums and conference. Everything is digitalized, and these are the new facets of new normal. This research aims to study how different digitalization tools had laid heavy hand on education and pandemic literature. By pandemic literature, I don't mean literature. I mean how we amassed a lot of vocabulary, how we have discovered new medicines, vaccines, and many researchers on pandemic. This is what I mean by pandemic literature. So all these are digitalized, which are now all are technical driven ones. This is the outcome of coming out of the fear zone. We were in fear zone, but we try to come out of the fear zone, and that is why we have this outcome, that is digitalization can be seen everywhere, and we are amassing knowledge. People did not wait for the lockdown to get over to start a normal life. Instead, they brought down the canopy of new normal with the aid of digitalization, which leads us to the widening spectrum, bolstering horizon in many sectors. See, now you think of the books. What books do the students use now? Do they use printed ones? 5,000 years ago, you might have heard about Sumerian clay tabloids. Then in 828 CE, we had Parameshwara Tantras made of copper. Then we had printed books finally in 868 AD. And where are printed books now? All the information is in our fingertips in a small mobile. You ask about anything, even now, to me, I am a doctorate in English. Now I can talk to you about digitalization because of this small device which you can keep in your fingertips. And not only that, you have all LinkedIn and Facebook, all information is around us because of digitalization. Emily Green says the description of school gives us the perspective need to make lasting difference in the way our children learn. What a waste it would be to just settle down to our old ways. You cannot teach the students of today who are going to be the citizens of tomorrow with the old yesterday's lessons or methodology. We should find something new, and that is the digitalization hand. It helped us to do that. Widening spectrum of digital world, we have what are the tools? How do we do that? Because of artificial intelligence, because of data mining, because of blockchain, we are able to do this new normal. We are able to come to this new normal because of that. Have a look at this. Have any idea what is this? Now if I ask you how many people have met we have how many corona cases in USA or India or whatever it is, hardly there would be any human being now without looking at these data or talk about these data with others. How is this possible? How can we talk about the USA, or how can we know the data even in our neighborhood? All the credit goes to artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data mining. See, this is how it happens, yeah. If you think this is from coronavirus COVID-19, all the data are collected. What sort of data? The epistemiological, clinical, and genetic data. They are going under this deep learning and machine learning and artificial intelligence. And because of that only, because of the digitalization only, we have all these diagnoses which have been done from day one of this COVID-19 era, and all the therapeutics is done, and all the hospital operations, we have to give the credit to this, and the preventive methods also, the credit goes to digitalization. This is about pandemic literature. What about the education, the education sector? Not only in assessing such big data, artificial intelligence renders a big hand. According to Abhinav Batuta, what he says, there are 9 applications in education like proctoring, chatbot, chat campus, personalized learning, adaptive learning, automated graded, smart content, virtual facilitator, and data accumulator are some important applications that lend a big hand in education sector. Though the importance of face-to-face sessions over isolated virtual rooms is undeniable, the power of artificial intelligence can be used to a larger level in terms of reducing learning gaps. There are learning gaps, this can be reduced for the benefit of learners and instructors alike, not only for the instructors, even for learners. Analytics of students' enormous data can be done. Digital streaming services are done because of AI. Personalizing learning techniques can be done because of AI. And these contribute to effective learning that we cannot forget. This is from my lesson, one of my lesson plans. Warming up, you see, warming up. I have asked the students to go through YouTube video. Then in participatory activities, you see here the instructor cites and explains any 2 discourse communities, and then students are asked to draw a mind map. The students on a virtual room, the students need not take a pencil and draw. There are many websites which help them to create innovative mind maps, and beautiful ones too. What about the research areas? Researchers, nobody can deny how much researches and webinars and conferences have been done after this pandemic, because we found time. A lot of research work has been going on in every discipline, not only in English or not only in physics, in every discipline, because we got locked down and we have a lot of time. We don't want to waste our time. The digital era people know the value of time. There were times when one had to travel miles and miles to collect data. We were distributing the questionnaires and we were collecting the questionnaires. But all this can be done very quickly in a fraction of a second nowadays. Do you agree? You see the data here. This is a sample Google survey. It itself gives you the charts. You see the second one, it is the spreadsheet, ready-made spreadsheet Google gives you. I did the first 2 hours from my research in one classroom. I did that. I gave the students a questionnaire and I found the spreadsheet. And then I asked the students within that 1 hour, I asked the students to make a questionnaire and bring down some results. They sent to their friends and they found they wrote questions on e-learning and COVID, the awareness of COVID-19, and they found their results. These are their results. There are many questions they found, and they found about how the same data as I found, their data also proved the same, and that was done within 1 hour. And you can see a lot of questions, the different types of questions what the students have come up with. They wrote all these questions. They were able to write about COVID. They were able to write about preventive measures all in English. So they learn English, they learn pandemic literature, and all on online. They sent their questionnaires, they got the results, and researchers ready with each one student's results. A research paper could have been written, and all this credit goes to digitalization, and we salute it. Thank you. Thank you, doctor.